On January 29th, 2023, midway through my sophomore year of college, I tested positive for COVID. Again. During my first bout with the virus, almost exactly a year prior, I endured a few days of intense chills, body aches, and a sore throat. And then a few weeks of a stubborn lingering cough, which eventually relinquished its grasp. That first time, I made a full recovery and moved on with my life. The second time, I didn't, and still haven't. For 3 years now, I've been relearning how to exist in a disabled body. I've been forced to confront the fact that my horizon of possibility is not boundless, but constrained by the unshakable finitude of the human vessel. The illusion of invincibility unraveled by the withering truth of frailty. To live with chronic illness is to watch a never-ending movie from the dark seclusion of your bedroom. A vast, bustling world erupting with vibrant life passes you by, while you sit, immobilized, behind an impenetrable glass screen. Suffering is a despised but dependable companion, returning reliably each day like the morning fog. While attacking more ferociously on some days than others, it gnaws ceaselessly at my bones, seeping deep into my marrow. A constant hum of hurt. An exhaustion so profound that each footstep is a marathon. I barely remember what it's like to inhabit a body that feels invigorated and strong, that does not cower in the face of each dreaded dawn. There's the nausea, my insides spinning and turbulent and estranged from gravity. Bright lights and loud noises enact violence upon my senses. 10-minute car rides become medieval torture. There's the pain. Inexplicable aches in my jaw, shoulders, upper neck, lower back, eye sockets. Myriad flavors of migraine. Skull pried apart like a ripe pomegranate. Sides squeezed by a hydraulic press. Temple seared by a red-hot blowtorch. Forehead pounded like a taiko drum. There's the fatigue. A dense, molasses-thick brutality that pins down my limbs, that transforms me into Atlas, trembling beneath the unbearable weight of the unbearable world. Energy, once surging through my veins as unthinkingly as blood, is now a scarce and precious resource. With my body under siege, my meager wartime allowance must be carefully rationed. Every day is an exacting exercise in negotiation. After spending hours revising an artist statement or editing a video, merely picking up a paintbrush becomes a Herculean endeavor. If I choose instead to spend the day at my easel, I later find myself unable to compose a coherent email or decipher meaning from the words in a book. On the best days, I am blessed with a few blissful hours of vitality, an evanescent ember of hope, a haunting echo of what I used to be. Gratitude is curdled by grief for a past life of 6-hour Yosemite hikes and morning lakeside runs and day-long painting sessions with feet bouncing and arms dancing. On the worst days, I can barely muster the strength to walk across a room, or bend down to put socks on my feet, or produce audible speech beyond a whisper. My tolerance for humiliation has strengthened with each public meltdown, each time the seismic pain and exhaustion fracture my facade of composure. I've broken down in tears at a screening of Wicked, on a bench in one of Stanford's crowded plazas, on the floor of the Narita International Airport, in the audience of a student production of Matilda the Musical, in front of $50,000 paintings at San Francisco's Fog Art Fair, at a performance of Tosca at the Metropolitan Opera House, on a staircase at a restaurant in Nairobi, Kenya, in the packed elevator of a Tokyo skyscraper, on buses and planes, Ubers and trains. Against my will, I am consigned to perpetual truancy, missing classes and poetry readings and orchestra concerts and Sunday morning dining hall brunches I longed so desperately to attend. I left early from my boyfriend's performance in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, from my close friend's 21st birthday celebration, from my honors thesis exhibition critique with a guest curator. I skipped out on my sophomore formal, my junior formal, my senior formal, countless dorm field trips, my Phi Beta Kappa initiation ceremony, 2 years in a row. I find myself shivering in agonizing anxiety of attending exhibition openings and farmers market outings and hangouts with friends, the people I love most in the world, because I know I'll have to hide and polish my cracks when inside I'm falling apart, perform a pretense of being okay. Bottomless dread overpowers the eager excitement I'm supposed to feel, and the dissonance claws at my heart a little more each time. I look back with mourning at a life where I could look forward to things. I am a run-down vehicle with an empty tank, sputtering fumes on the shoulder of the road as neighboring cars rush past. But to survive in a neurotypical, able-bodied world, you must mask, you must suppress, you must endure. Contort your gritted teeth into a smile. Dismiss the protests of your screaming limbs. Ignore the fire shooting through your temples. Override your depletion. Extract more from yourself when you have nothing left to give. Wipe your tears and carry on. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. But these past few months, while still shackled by illness, I've inhaled a whiff of freedom, dipped my toe into the placid pool of stillness, of relief. After graduating from college in June, I moved in with the boy I love and started painting in the living room, trying to make the most of my dwindling savings. Now, time is more elastic, putty in my hands that I have some power to shape. I no longer have to heed schedules, deadlines, expectations, evaluations. I no longer have to attend meetings, give presentations, read papers, write theses. I no longer have to feign intellect while my sanity crumbles, move my muscles while they're rigid as stone. I'm finally learning to forgive myself for my slowness, learning to live and work in attunement with the fickle rhythms of my body. During these days in my makeshift studio, I've been creating when I can, resting when I must. I've been making art that fills me with delight, art that urges me to pause and exhale and appreciate the precise shade of purple of my boyfriend's t-shirt, or the pattern of wood grain beneath my best friend's bare feet. Art that reminds me of the wholeness and love that suffuse my life, that cradles my soul despite my hurting flesh. When I sit at my easel, conjuring colorful compositions bursting with joy, I can survive to see another sunrise. Through it all, art continues to save me, and save me, and save me.